Nick Schnabel joins Coach Bakich this year, serving as assistant head coach and recruiting coordinator. He worked under Coach Bakich from 2013 through 2022 at Michigan and was named National Assistant Coach of the Year by the ABCA 2019. Please welcome to the stage, Nick Schnabel.
Appreciate it. It's an honor to be here. I'm going to try to do this without a microphone. I can't stand in one place too long, so we're going to move around. Looking forward to seeing you guys this spring, watching your teams compete. It'll be nice to go to some spring games and maybe not have about 25 layers on like I did at Michigan, so that'll be really good. All right, we're going to talk about infield play. About what Coach Bakich just talked about. We're going to give 100% effort. Whatever we have that day, it may be 80%, but we're going to give 100% of that 80% as a unit. Our intent is to get 1% better. All right? Big believer in the compound effect. And every day we're just going to show up and try to get 1% better. And then our practice and training preparation will become our game time reality. All right? It's not a switch we can just flip on and off. We got to put in the dirty work. And we have to do it on a daily basis. We want our guys aggressive, with absolutely no fear of failure, pinning our ears back and just getting after it in the infield. Now, I was probably guilty of putting the fear into them early in my career, and that's not a good place to be as a coach. We really want to free them up and get them not to be afraid to make a mistake. Separate offense and defense, and this is easier said than done. A lot of kids these days really put their baseball self-worth into just their offensive performance. And we got to get them out of that. We have to be able to separate it and get them to understand they can create, tremendous value, add a ton of momentum in the dirt. Okay? And then you see the power pose there of the body language. We need to have big body language no matter what's going on. Anticipate. Expect the baseball. Easier said than done. It's going to happen about 150 times a game. It's hard to be locked in every single pitch. So what we talk about is 100% circles. We'll have our guys draw a circle. And once they step into that, they're 100% wanting and anticipating that pitch coming to them. It's something that we train, we work on daily, so that 100% circles is our mantra for that. Communication. Most of our guys are used to communicating like this, and that's okay, but on the field we need loud, convicted communication. Haven't really seen a really, really good infield that doesn't communicate and communicate well. Okay? Verbal and nonverbal. And that starts in our training. It starts every day. We want our guys talking so loud that they can hear us all the way over in football. Okay? Again, something daily we need to work on. In the game, pre-pitch, we're talking about speed of runners, heads up delay, comebacker, etc. And then after the pitch, stay down, get over, pointing out fly balls. The communication piece is huge. And listen, a lot of your guys are quiet kids, and that's okay. But on the field, you got to get them to talk. You may have to institute a 3-word rule or a 5-word rule in between pitches just to get them outside of their comfort zone. The communication is huge. All right, let's go into a throwing program. See the numbers here for 21. I couldn't find them for the 22 season, but nearly 40% of the errors in the infield are throwing. So throwing's a big deal. You need to be able to throw accurately. All right, that starts with our grip. We actually had a gentleman by the name of Jerry Weinstein come in a few years ago and spent about 7 hours with us, and it felt like 7 minutes. He's probably forgotten more baseball than I will ever know. And a lot of these ideas came from him. All right, you can see the ball there with the tape around it. We like to have that for our guys in our throwing program to give them a visual of staying behind it and getting that good backspin and staying on line. We always start with the ball in our glove. It just gives us an extra rep of a transfer. Okay, so they'll catch it, They'll keep it in, they'll transfer, extra rep. In the infield, our arm action obviously can't be long and drawn out. All right, we want that ball to stay above our waist. So that clean, short arm action is important. When we do throw, it's always left, middle, right. And it's not left, middle, right. It's aim small, miss small. All right, we'll have our guys work on that continuously. And then it just comes down to intent, which we already talked about. Both throwing and receiving, trying to get 1% better with that rep. All right, we'll go into a J-band routine, and then we'll start with wrist flips. Here's the wrist flips here. We're really just obviously working with our wrists. And what we're trying to do is we're just trying to take the red out of that baseball. We're trying to backspin that thing so much with our wrist that the red is coming out. From there, we'll go to a half turn. Okay, so 30 feet. Get some disassociation here. Get that lead shoulder in line with our target. Notice they're doing a pretty good job with their front sides. The front side's always going to be an important part of our throwing program. Not losing it down here. Okay, rock and load. Starting to get into that back hip a little bit. We don't have them come through and finish all the way. Again, we're just feeling that load into the back hip, getting a little momentum behind it. And again, receiving it, moving our feet, working on something. Glute fire, move back to 45 feet. Again, if you do this, you can really feel that glute, that backside loading up. Good job with the transfer. Apologize for all the Michigan stuff too. All the video I had. But these are the same drills that we've done, that we've implemented at Clemson as well, so same deal. Right, I'm going into QB drop. Who doesn't like to be a quarterback, man? I mean, this is a fun one. But now we're really getting our feet going. And you'll see him as he gets that right leg underneath him. He's loading that glute. And now we're really getting our feet going towards our target and following our throws, which we'll talk about more in a little bit. Getting into the turn and burn. Just make sure you guys aren't real close together here. So you can get lost visually and end up missing. Same principle, really getting our feet going, turn, follow our throw. Now we got hat game. Got some burpees on the line too at 120 feet. So if the infielders hit the hat with this, I'm on the hook for burpees. All right? The outfielders do it, the backage usually does it. But we'll do this for a little while. Guys receiving, working on tags, maybe working on a tandem. They can get creative with it. And then we'll go max distance about 3 days a week, but we're really letting it eat. After max distance, we're going to bring it back in. And as we bring it back in, our pull downs, we are throwing the absolute crap out of it. All right? As we're working it in, that trajectory is going from here to long toss, to here, to here, to here, to where we're gripping them head high, okay? And really letting it eat. And then we'll do some throws on the run, infield specific stuff. Again, I want them to be creative here. Make up some plays, going on the run, different body positions, get creative. And then a quick catch. Just trying to catch this with both hands, obviously, and catching it with our face. Moving our feet. How quick can we be? First basemen are a part of this. Third baseman, doesn't matter. Everybody can handle the baseball better and be quicker with it. All right, we'll get into fielding here in the 6 Fs. And I stole these, along with a lot of the other things here, from Perry Hill. When I was with the Expos, he's now the infield coordinator with the Seattle Mariners. But these were Perry Hill's deep field funnel, footwork, fire, and follow. I like it because of the consistency. The consistency leads to that confidence. And that confidence ultimately, hopefully, will lead us to more success. All right? So we'll start with the feet. And this is actually 2-pronged here. Okay, so our feet, we're going to get our first step and our prep step. That's one. And then two, our feet are going to actually put us in position to make the play. You see a nice little prep step and a first step by Bregman right there. Okay? And then obviously his feet are taking him to make the play. And not only should they give go gloves, but they should give go feet. Because a lot of times our feet are giving us, okay, the hop that we want. You can see long hop, short hop. We want to avoid that in-between hop. All right? And our feet are going to allow us to do this. Okay? Had a 45-minute discussion on the prep step in Nashville a couple weeks ago, last week, whenever it was. You know, what's the timing of it? What's it look like? I used to make everybody do the same exact prep step, you know, just a step and a scissor in. I've kind of left it up to our guys as long as they're getting good first steps. So I have them toy with different things and find what's best for them. And I think, you know, as a coach, just not having one way, it helps the kids find what's best for them. You can see the tennis hop there, and he needs to work on the fielding. But that's kind of your basic tennis hop, and that's the kind of position we want to be in. All right, he needs to listen up to this. Fielding. All right, we want to work low to high and out front. Okay, feet squared up with a nice wide base. Really big with the wide base because I think it allows us to get underneath the ball and work out front where we can see. You start getting narrow, you start work back in here, you got some blind spots, and obviously we don't want the blind spots. Okay, the rhythm for it. Your right-handed throwers, right, left field, right, left throw. Okay? Right, left field, right, left throw. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. Ball glove eyes, that's probably the thing that I say the most to our guys. I always want their eyes. Now obviously there's going to be some web gems and some balls are going to dive for and all that. But ball glove eyes on routine plays is huge. And I really want them to overemphasize that in their drill work. Okay? When we're really trying to slow it down, we're doing some block training. Really want them to focus on getting ball glove eyes all in line wherever it's at. Okay, the glove presentation, I've seen more and more of this lately. You know, it's here and it's the flip, right? We've all had guys that have done that. The other thing that's becoming more prevalent are arms working way out here, outside their body, and they get here late. Okay, so the glove presentation, simply, when I have guys like that, I tell them be wider, and they don't know who that is, but gunslinger in here, okay? And then you got a 10-pound weight in your glove. If you got a 10-pound weight in your glove, you're not going to bring it all the way back up here to go back down. All right, gunslinger, 10-pound weight in your glove, should get nice glove presentation to the ball. All right, and then of course a slight bend in the elbow. We can't be all the way out, that's stiff, that doesn't work. Good visual there of ball glove eyes, even on a routine backhand, sticking his face in there, sticking his nose. All right. Third funnel, all right? And this is you push through, you funnel it. It depends on the hop, right? It depends on the hop. And then it depends on what you do after you secure the baseball. Okay, if it's a short hop, I'm probably going to go get it. That's fine, that's good. All right, if it's a charity hop, I'm probably going to catch it and bring it in here. But afterwards, whether I go get it or it's just a nice charity hop, I'm always going to bring it right here to my sternum, or I'm going to break my hands, thumbs down. Again, consistency. Consistency, consistency. All right? Your slow rollers, obviously you're not doing that on, okay, or your double plays, where you catch and go. But anything here, I'm going to work it back into the middle. Hands, thumbs down, automatically puts me in a really good position to throw. That short arm action we spoke about, lead shoulder in line with the target, my thumbs underneath, I'm ready to go. Consistency. A lot of guys that continuously break their hands out here have trouble with accuracy throwing, and it all goes back to that. So whether it's the backhand, I'm getting there. It's a forehand, I'm getting here. Funnel to the middle, put you in a good position to throw. All right, your footwork. Right to left, left to target. This is going to happen as we are funneling. okay, for a right-handed thrower. Right to left, left to target. We're looking for really good distance and direction toward our target. All right? And then fire. That's basically you're throwing the baseball. I did find a good Clemson picture there. That's a good position to be in. None of what we just talked about right there. Big shoulder in line with the target. Our big muscles have done a really good job of setting up our little muscles to let it go and fire. And the last one, follow. And I have to give credit to Coach Leggett for this because I went to an ABCA, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 years ago, and he gave a great infield presentation, and he talked about following a throw, and he phrased it as nose to level. Keep your nose on it till it hits their level. And it's awesome. And being around him this fall, I finally had the opportunity to ask him, where did that come from? Where did you come up with that? He actually came up with it about an outfielder. It wasn't even about an infielder, but really good stuff. And this is something that young guys probably do the least. They don't follow the throws. And it's going to help with their accuracy and, of course, their arm strength. So keep field funnel, footwork, fire, follow. And what's it look like in a game? All right, you won't see the prep step, but you will see his feet taking him to the ball to get a good hop. All right, here we go. Right, left, field out front. Right goes to left, left goes to target as he's funneling. Breaks his hands, thumbs down. He's going to follow his throw and a strike to first. And that's exactly where we want our throws to first base. We want that working in this window right here. Such a big deal if that is a bang-bang play of that first baseman being able to go here and cut this distance down as opposed to the things tailing up the line this way or that way. It's just cutting that distance down. That's a big deal to hit the guy in the face. All right, a few two-man drills that we do. These are meat and potatoes. These are very basic, but again, it's the intent with which they do it, okay? These are very basic. We do these probably most days. Sometimes we cut it in half and only, do a few of them. But a lot of times we're doing all of them. All right, this is just a posture drill. Getting used to traveling, not popping up, losing our posture, and having to go back down. One side to side, one get going back. You notice their back staying flat and not popping back up as they travel. Okay, knee drill. And this is about eye level of where they are fielding a regular ground ball too. And I really want them to focus. You can do this glove and no glove. Really want them to focus on ball glove eyes, all in line. Really sticking their nose in there and seeing the baseball go in. All right, rhythm heel to toe. This is that right-left feel. This is the rhythm it should look like. As that left foot comes down, we should be feeling the ball. Nice wide base with this. Really want to focus on being wide so they can get up underneath it. All right, you take that a step further. Now they're just going to step into it. That left foot's just recessed just enough, and they're going to step into it as they catch it. That's the rhythm we're looking for with our routine ground balls. Then we go roll ground balls. They can't roll it until their partner's in a really good and athletic position to get a good first step. Okay, that's the rules. You can go 3 right at you, 3 glove, 3 back, 5, 8, whatever you have time for. Partner roll ground balls right into short hops. All right, working low to high and through it. Again, being aggressive. Challenge them not to miss any with this. Then the recovery drill. 5 gone. 1 straight up, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. Drop between the legs. Used to be called the 5 air drill. I don't like the word air, so we called it recovery. And that happens sometimes. But what do you see guys do? It kicks, their eyes are up, they're fumbling for the ball, they don't get it the first time, guys say. So with that drill, I really want them to have a sense of urgency, but no panic, and get it the first time. So with that one, they are pushing that ball through the ground and then getting the ball to the ear. Really overemphasize that. It'll save you 4 or 5 airs a year. 4 or 5 airs a year, that's a big deal. Okay, some of the short fungo stuff that we do. I like short fungo a lot, especially in our individual segment, individual defensive segment. But it can be kind of random, or it can be that kind of block training, where you're really slowing things down and you're working on technique. But as we know, in the infield, it's not always perfect. We're dealing with crazy fields, different hops, different spins. Okay, so I think it's important to train that way too. And these are just some of the things that we use. The taped balls on the right, one of them just has one piece of tape on it, so it doesn't affect anything. The one on the left is actually pretty thick tape. So when you hit it, it acts like one of those balls that shoots all over. It's good. Again, it's random. Small balls, you see a racket ball there. So just mixing it up and having a great one. All right, start out, make sure our guys are in a good position as we field. Just go ahead and freeze for a few. We're using a ball, one of those small Decker balls right here. So it forces him to get underneath it even more, get it out front. With the freeze, I like it for a few reps. They go right into a blind. This is really good, especially for your corner guys, where quick reaction time. But as they turn around, they need to turn around low with a sense of urgency because they don't know how hard that thing's coming. All right? But the short fungo blind is really good. And there's a football one. I had a high school coach, however many years ago, do this with me, and I love it. So the whole thing with this is, they don't exactly have to make the catch. They got to go after the right hop. And see a hop you like, and go get it. And be aggressive as hell. And sometimes, you got to stay athletic. You don't know what that thing's going to do. You got to stay underneath it. You can't assume all the stuff that are good habits. And then this is a random one. So I'm using the taped balls, a regular ball, a small ball. Do use paddles once in a while. I like the paddles and the small gloves. I think those are good. There's a paddle there. And just mix it up. The more random, the more chaotic you can put them in, the better. All right, then Web Gem Wednesdays. Wednesdays we do Web Gems. At the end of our short fungo. We'll bang them, we'll try to make sweet plays. Hey, they're going to happen in games, just practice them, the kids love it. Pretty cool. This is a staple, this is great. Organize your body, pick a hop. Really good drill. Easy to do too. And this is my all-time favorite. I love this one. Now you can take it to the next level. They can actually make throws on the run with this too. They've even short 30-foot throws. You get used to throwing on the run. But this is all about being aggressive. They're coming to get it. It's like a $100 bill, and they're going to get it. Mix in some ladders. Working on agility, footwork, good left foot rhythm there. Boom. Switch it up, side to side. He actually ended up being an outfielder for us, a pretty good one too. Wall ball, good for your corner guys. Again, reaction drill. And this is one we started a couple years ago. This is kind of a reaction overtrain. Put guys about 30 feet behind a big net. So if you think about it, right, like in the cages, we're dialing up these sliders that are like 85, 90, or whatever is 10% higher that your guys see, right, to overtrain that. Why wouldn't we do that from a defensive standpoint? At least see it, you know? So we like to do this once in a while too. Our guys like it. All right, double plays. This is a whole nother hour segment. So I just want to touch on it quick and go over some things I think are really important. All right, speed of the runner, the speed of the ball hit, the direction that we have to travel, that's going to dictate whether we turn a double play or not. It just is, all right? But there are some things we can do to help facilitate that and make it a little bit quicker. You see double play depth with a question mark. It's becoming more and more interesting now with the shifts guys play, right? So most of the time, at least for us, we're not in your traditional double play depth. But we still need to make sure we can get to the bag on time, all right? Being efficient to the ball. And again, it goes back to that aggressive attacking mindset. There's nothing worse when that ball's hit and the shortstop and second baseman are literally waiting for it for about 3 seconds. Meanwhile, the guy's hauling ass down the line. We need to be efficient to the ball, attack it, cut that distance down. Pace of the feed, we want them all the same. Whether you're a scissor, whether you're saying hi, whether you're tossing it, we want those fairly similar. All right? And we want that slight uphill trajectory, try to hit him in the face. Just try to hit him in the face. If we can get it right here, we're turning. Okay? But it's important to have that nice uphill trajectory because nobody likes to catch a ball thrown downhill, handcuff city. All right? Receiving be on time. Expect a bad feed. Say it every single day. Expect a bad feed. And obviously being athletic. As a receiver, we're always trying to receive that thing in the middle of our body. So from here, it's bang, bang, it's quick, it's efficient. Okay? Just some footwork. You can see the second baseman, left foot back middle. And from here, we're trying to catch the ball in the middle of our body. Okay? Changed a little bit over the years. If that ball's coming from third base, I don't mind if they come to the middle, to the third base side of second base. So it's a little bit closer to third base. But in general, it's left foot, back middle. And we're always trying to stay in line here, unless that ball takes them up the middle, where I have to just make sure we want. Okay? It's just like a hitter getting over-rotated. The first thing they want to do is fly off. I tell them they get to the big leagues, they turn it any way they want, but I want them to stay in line for as long as possible there. Helps obviously with arm strength and accuracy. And then the shortstop coming across, again, square up to the feed, don't assume, we're expecting a bad one, and as we catch, we clip the backside of that and get that lead shoulder in line with first base and rip it and finish it. Some double play drills. It always starts in our throwing program. All right, they're going to be working on that at about 90 feet. Let's go into the box drill here, very simple. Show a lot of you do something very similar. But just a nice warm-up right before we get into maybe a short fungo. We will do double plays every single day. It's such a momentum play, as we know. You know, it bails us out a lot, so we're going to work on it every single day. This is a live 2-ball. This is actually, I think Coach Backage is hitting these just from a side toss. We'll put them on the clock. We use the clock a lot to give them a sense of the game speed with that. And then here's right-handed, doing left side start. All right, this is a 2-minute drill series. That when I was at Army indoors kind of came up, and it's really tough to see. But basically, it's 2 minutes for each station. There's 7 stations there. The beauty of this is you can use whatever is important to you, or whatever you think your kids need to work on maybe that week. I have a lot of manager here, manager there. So you do need some help, but it's a great conditioning thing when your guys first get back from break. I actually gave it to them to do over break to kind of stay in baseball shape. There's no throws with this, but it's 2 minutes on the clock. You got fly balls going, you got hit and run decoys in the middle, you got 4-6s, 6-4s, etc. But I really like these, and you get creative for whatever works for your guys. And then your basic square drill. This is a 4 fungo square drill. You got 4 guys hitting the third, short, second, and first, this is how it looks. Iteration 1, 5's going across to first base. Shortstops are starting 2. The second baseman's got that little chopper into the line where they're coming up, catching and tagging the runner, running from first to second. And first baseman are working on balls right at them. Round 2, third baseman, 5 unassisted. 6 is going across. Second baseman starting 2. First baseman's working on backhands. And then you see 5-4. 6 to 5 is something we added that shortstop's going to get one in the 6 hole, redirect to third. Maybe sometimes they'll arm fake to first and then go back door. But again, have them get creative. And then 4 through 8, left side's going to start, right side's going to start. Unassisted double plays, which again are becoming more prevalent with the shifts. Slow rollers that infield in. All right, measure what you treasure. We try to keep tabs on all of our square drills, our live BPs, anything that we're doing, we try to chart it, post it on a daily basis. We have a Department of Defense winner each day that gets to wear the special t-shirt. So defense is a priority in our program, and that is it. Please don't hesitate to contact me with any questions. Again, look forward to seeing you guys this spring, and thanks for having me.